Good afternoon, back again. Seems like it's taken an absolute age this year before we're able to harvest anything. And then all of a sudden, things have just exploded and we've got fruit and veg coming at us from all angles. So Sarah picked a load of plums earlier today, which she'll be making some jams, and hopefully we'll get some other tasty goodness out of that as well. But we've got a fair number of tomatoes and some French beans that need picking, so we're going to go and do that now. Hopefully it's not too hot in the polytunnel. And we've had some really baking hot days, so we've actually not managed to get out and do as much as we needed to do in the garden, and things are starting to look a little worse for wear. The polytunnel is starting to look something like what it's supposed to do. The tomatoes are romping away. In fact, many of these need the tops taken out of them. And we've got a few extra shoots that probably need thinning out as well. But what we are finding is a lot of stuff is really slow to come on this year. We have watered these quite a lot, but even that doesn't seem to be enough with the amount of heat that we've had over the last few weeks. That's just dried everything out. But I've just been out. We've got quite a few things that need picking today. Again, while it's not baking hot, we're going to make the most of the cloud cover and get out and do some of the things. So I've just picked our last bunch of broad beans from the main broad bean bed. That's a mouthful. I've just picked the last ones off the plants now. You can see some of them have started to turn black and are pretty much drying out. So I'm going to leave these in here. These are what we're going to use for our crop next year. We've already taken 2 lots off already. It's only a small bed, but they'll do for what we need to grow next year. We have got some more out there, but how they will do, because we planted them quite a bit later, I'm not sure. So I thought I'll take these in, we'll dry these out, and these can do for next year's seed crop. But yeah, I'm on with 2 things at the moment. One is setting some mole traps, because the moles are absolutely decimating the veg garden. They're just trashing it every time we put something in. They are just turning it over. It's getting really annoying. And the other thing is I'm doing a bit of weeding. We've got a lot of plants that need ripping out, so I'll go and show you that now. But other than that, we've got a load of fruit, and one of the real things that we need to get on with this year is storage. We need to pickle, we need to turn them into wines, we need to do loads of things, because I want to have a good harvest this year and a good stock of food going into winter. So I'll show you these beds, and then later on this afternoon we will go and pick some of the fruit. We've got a load of plums which need picking, so that's if Alexander doesn't eat them all.
Afterwards. You see it? You see, look. Is that a horseradish?
Yes.
You ought to pick some of that.
And I planted a load of these leeks in here. I need to give them a right good water. In fact, I might do that while you're picking. Shall we go and pick the stuff in the polytunnel?
Well, we've got this here as well.
Yes, they're beans.
Yeah, some of the tomatoes down there. These are in desperate need of picking.
Woo. They are, yeah, they're splitting.
Yep. The plan for these is to create some ketchup, because we do seem to go through ketchup quite quickly.
Yes, we don't use shop bought stuff, do we, anymore?
Nope.
No.
Even got Alexander onto the homemade stuff, which is really good. Obviously it has got sugar in it, but it's a lot less. Now these probably ought to have been picked a while ago, but we've been away, so the good thing about it, I have noticed, when they are super ripe, as long as you cook with them obviously straight away, if you pull this, what happens is you actually pull out quite a bit of the core. You can see here on the tree and the branches. There's the core left, which is good because obviously then you don't have, they're so small that you don't want to peel and core them. But what I am going to do is sieve them to get out all of the skins and seeds.
And the seeds. And the seeds. The seeds are not going in the compost this year.
No, they've gone in the bin, haven't they, on the last occasion.
So last year, somehow we ended up with a load of the tomato seeds from the stuff we'd grown in the compost bin. And then this year, when we spread our own compost around, we've ended up with an absolute ton of very small tomato plants growing.
Yeah, not productive ones.
We'll not get any fruit from them.
No.
They've just taken over the beds.
Yeah.
But these haven't done too bad, but they've taken a long time.
And they're very small. Considering most of these are money makers, they should be slightly bigger. But yeah, look, you can see how that just comes straight out. So if you wanted to do something with that, you could. And you've taken the core out, which is the bit that obviously is tough.
I think next year we need more of a racking system in here, don't we, like for tying up?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean this one's falling over, look.
Yeah.
That's not been tied to the top, has it?
No. No, and these have been watered a lot, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot.
Not that you'd believe it looking at it now, but
No,
and
it's
you
been
can
really,
see these.
really dry.
These are massive compared to those though.
Yeah, those are different ones. So they're different varieties, some heirloom varieties that I've tried.
Yep. See these?
So that will be interesting to see if they're supposed to be black.
Okay.
Those
Well,
tomatoes.
I think we need a load of new bamboo canes because
Yeah.
that one's snapped at the base, and
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening. A lot of them are just rotting. Now the problem we've got is obviously you don't want to put a cane too close to these polytunnels, particularly not with a 4-year-old who's likely to lean on something and poke a hole straight through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is the most peppers that we've had.
Yeah,
And
there's some
pretty large
huge ones. Look at that. That's a lovely.
So how do you know when they're ready for picking?
They will turn sort of an orangey.
Okay. And
Colour.
we've got a watermelon at the back as
Yeah,
well.
there's 3. One there, one in the middle,
One there, yep.
and one there.
Okay.
So yeah, variety.
And we've got a ginger there. So we've got 2 gingers, haven't we? We've got
ginger there.
this one here,
down
and the ginger down there, but that ginger is not doing anything compared to this one.
That one's been really shaded and
Yeah.
maybe had more watering because it's
Possibly.
in with the tomatoes.
I wouldn't have said so, but that one is romping away.
And we've also got turmeric
Yep, that's turmeric.
and sugar beet.
Turmeric, not sugar beet, sugar cane.
Sugar cane, sorry.
Sugar cane.
Sugar cane.
So this is a sugar cane which we won't get anything from this year. It won't grow big enough. But what we are going to do is, once it gets to the end of the season, we're going to take that up, chop it into sections and pot on and try and get it rooted for next year so we can actually grow quite a lot of it. Hey Sarah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. That really needs staking back up, doesn't it?
I'll go and get a new stake.
Yeah, either that or we
Tie it.
tie it up. So could you hold it?
Oh, I could.
And I'll get some string. It's 'cause it's in the middle. Dragonfly. Yeah, you can see these ones are starting to go down here. They're starting to turn. I think they're called Black Crimea.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if they make as nice a like a passata base or.
Oh, I bet they will, because yeah, they'll have a lot more pulp. Here he comes.
ones over there.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I'll try and get my arm in and get them.
Well, only if they're very ripe. Go round the other side if not.
They're very, very light.
We'll go round the other side. And be careful.
I found some over here.
Careful how you pick them.
Well done. Can you put them in the truck? Right. Which ones can we pick?
These ones.
The really red ones.
No, they're squishy. They're mussy.
Don't squish them.
They're mussy.
That's fine. If you bend them at the top, look, you see that? Like that. Can you take those 3 round? Go and put them in the truck.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing it has made me think. We do need to keep some kind of food diary or growing diary.
Yeah.
Because with everything else going on, as you can hear,
Mummy.
it's actually really difficult to remember what you did yesterday, let alone what you planted 3-4 weeks ago.
Mummy.
And hold on a sec, darling. All of the labels that I did have actually worn away, even in here.
Yeah, a lot of them bleach, don't they?
Yeah. So even when I labelled loads of things, they just sort of got lost in the mists of time.
And then we've ended up with things that we didn't intend. So the
Well, yeah.
the bed that's over here, similar to the tomatoes, we ended up with a load of courgette seeds in the
Yeah.
compost, and we ended up with self-set courgettes, such
Which
as these.
actually didn't grow.
They didn't
they?
do anything. We didn't get a single courgette off them. So I ripped them out about 2 weeks ago now, and we need to plant something in this. So we're just at the tail end of where we could potentially plant either swede, turnips, or maybe some black kale.
Yeah, possibly. All of those things will need netting though, because
Yeah, that's the downside.
for some reason we cannot keep out the cabbage white butterflies out of the polytunnel, even though we've got the netted door on. So I've picked all of the tomatoes in the polytunnel. I've come out to pick some from this bed here. This really was just an experiment to see how well the tomatoes grew outside, because obviously in the UK it's not particularly warm. I would actually say that they seem to have grown bigger than in the polytunnel. Potentially in about the same amount, the same number, but they are much slower to turn red. So there's only a few on here that are actually ready to use. So it's very, very strange, bit of an experiment, and it probably is way too overgrown in here, but it's not bad. It's an experiment. So yeah, I don't know if I said, but these purple beans that we have here, because we've been away, there is an absolute ton of them, and they're not too bad. These ones are still growing, so I'll leave those on. But we've got some absolutely huge ones. Here's one. They're pretty good, nice size, and some of them will go in the dinner tonight, and the rest will be frozen or blanched, then frozen, so that they can go in dinners. I do chop them up really finely because otherwise the boys don't particularly like them, but they're pretty tasty. They're nice and soft, and they freeze well so long as you blanch them. So we have had some of those from previous years and we've been quite happy with them. But the tomatoes, you can see, I've got quite a good haul, probably a good few pounds there, maybe 10. I think I had 7 a few weeks ago, and I've only got 3 jars of tomato ketchup. I'm hoping I've got a bit more this time. That way I can make a good few jars for over winter. And as you can see, there are absolutely loads of green tomatoes still. We are at the end of August. They may well ripen, but no, in the UK, particularly these ones outside, they may not ripen. However, my favourite chutney that I made last year was actually green tomato chutney. And that is something, we've still got a few jars of those because I had loads of green tomatoes. So yeah, that worked really well as well. Nothing wasted, really. So I'm just going to pick some more of these. You can see there's a lot here. And because we've been away, we've not harvested things for about a week. So yeah, we've got a big job tonight. Ketchup, beans, my gherkins, I've got some that are really long, pick all those, and we've got some plums from the trees right up the top there. Up there, some smallish plums, about 1.5 inches, and they are super tasty, really nice to eat, but also lovely to make a jam or a fruit leather. Alexander eats, actually he eats fruit most of the time anyway, but we get to have that without too much sugar. Jam, obviously you do need quite a bit of sugar, whereas fruit leather, we have made it with only minimal honey, and then when we use local honey, then I know it's full of goodness. So I'll show you how I do that as well if you're interested. Yeah, just a few more beans to pick, and then I shall be going into the kitchen to spend the evening processing everything.
Right, that is everything picked that needs to be picked. That is everything pulled up that needs pulling up. That's the garden looking a little bit tidier than what it was this morning. So hopefully you found that interesting and a realistic picture of the sort of stuff that you have to go through just to keep on top of your garden. The lesson there is, don't have so many people to visit over a short period of time, because you just don't have enough time to do the things that need doing. Anyway, with that, I'll see you next time.